divide two numbers. So it has two sections, multiplications first. It says you can multiply their absolute values, then assign the sign based on the rules. As I told you, I usually do it the other way around. I assign my sign, and then I do my computation, because otherwise I'm probably going to forget to put that negative sign in front if it's supposed to be a negative answer. But the rules go, the product of two positive numbers is positive. Just like it's been your whole life as a math student so far. The product of a positive number and a negative number is negative. Again, we had that little memory trick of if a good thing happens to a bad character, we think that's bad. Versus the flip-flop order, the product of a negative number and a positive number is negative. If a bad thing happens to one of the good characters, we think that's bad. So you multiply their absolute values, figure out what kind of sign it's going to have. And the last situation is the product of two negatives. Two negative numbers is positive. When the bad thing happens to the bad character, we think that's good. So you multiply the number parts, the absolute values of them, and you make sure you put on the proper sign, positive or negative. Now the short way to remember it, it says, in other words, if the signs are the same, the product is positive. And if the signs are different, the product is negative. So in super speedy mode, let's do these examples. Who can tell me what negative 3 times 4 would equal? Negative 3 times 4. You, sir.
Negative 12.
Negative 12. Who can tell me what negative 3 times negative 2 would be? Negative 3 times negative 2.
6.
6. How about negative 3 times positive 2? So you got to watch out for those little raised signs. Make sure you can read them clearly. This time negative 3 times positive 2.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. What about negative 3 times negative, that little raised negative 4? Negative 3 times negative 4. 12, or positive 12. So again, you could have a positive sign in front, but you might omit it. That's fine. 3 times 4. You're in 6th grade and I'm asking you what 3 times 4 is.
12.
And you're all excited because you've known 12 is the product of 3 times 4 for a while now. All right, 3 times negative 2. Paying attention to the signs. 3 times negative 2 in the back.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. 3 times 2? 6. She's like, wait a minute. Is that trying to trick me? Nope, just 6. And then 3 times negative 4. Yes, ma'am.
Negative 12.
Negative 12. So just these examples are here to point out, regardless of the computations, whether you should have a negative or a positive sign. So everyone's got your multiplication notes? Because we're going to scroll down and basically write in the same thing, but for finding the products when we have division problems. No, for real, we're writing the same thing. Last class, I just scrolled the sheet down and put in the same, because the exact same things go here. So to divide two numbers, you can divide their absolute values. Then assign the sign based on the rules, and so on. So same sort of idea. I usually put the sign on, and then I go ahead and do my division. So the quotient of two positive numbers is positive, just like it's always been. But the quotient of a positive number and a negative number is going to be negative. The same little fairy tale story kind of thing can work here. Good thing happens to a bad character, that's bad. Quotient of a negative number and a positive number is negative. Bad thing happens to a good character, that's bad. Versus the quotient of two negative numbers is positive. Bad thing happens to that bad character, we think that's good. So just like we encountered before, in other words, if the signs are the same, in this case the quotient is positive. And if the signs are different, the quotient is negative. So rapid fire examples. Here we go. Negative 12 divided by negative 3. Negative 12 divided by negative 3?
4.
4, a positive 4. Because thinking back, the negative 3 times the 4 has to multiply back to the negative 12. Fact families. What about 6 divided by negative 3? 6 divided by negative 3, sir?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. These two, the negative 3 and the negative 2, have to multiply back to the positive 6. What about negative 6 divided by negative 3? Yes, sir.
Oh. Positive.
Positive what? What?
Positive 18.
Divided by.
Oh. Negative.
So negative 6 divided by negative 3.
Oh, it's
Negative and a negative.
2.
Bad. So just 2. So this one we should get 2. So again, for you, sir, you might want to put the plus sign down first. And then go, okay, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Do it in the steps so that way you don't get things all jumbled up. 12 divided by negative 3. 12 divided by negative 3. Yes, ma'am.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. What about 12 divided by 3?
4.
4, just like it's been for quite a while now. Negative 6 divided by 3, ma'am.
Negative
Negative 2. What about 6 divided by 3? 2. And the last example we have here is negative 12 divided by 3, sir.
2. Negative 4.
Negative 4.